and we'll call up the subcommittee of environmental quality. Just wanted to give you the lay of the land in case you had other plans. And Representative Epps opened us with a prayer. Number 24? Okay. All right.
Would you join me in prayer? Merciful God, we humbly come before you this day, asking for your guidance, instilling wisdom in this committee that the issue brought to us be handled and carried forward to the best possible performance to serve the citizens this day. Bless every family that's represented here this morning. These things will give you thanks.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. We'll go ahead and start with our subcommittee report. And our subcommittee chair is not here, so I've asked the presenter of the bill to make the report from that subcommittee, if you will, please. Representative. Yes. It's not staying on. There. Okay.
There we go. Thank you, Madam Chair. HB 785 got a due pass to full committee on a unanimous vote.
Thank you for your report. At this point in time, then, House Bill 785 is before the committee. So, Representative Nix, if you will take the microphone, we'll hear your report. And the mic's on.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. I come to bring you House Bill 785 this morning. I've presented a number of bills to this committee, but this is one of the few that I've had several members who were in that subcommittee meeting come up to me and said, well, this is a fascinating process, and it's something we really need to look at. The bill really is relating to plastics recycling. There's a very good, viable new technology that's available and is beginning to come into Georgia. And there's several things that we've been asked to do in order to allow that business to come and to grow. They have asked that we look at our code and create statutory certainty to show that they will not be somehow classified as a waste handling or a waste disposal facility. And that's really what we're looking to do as we go through the bill. House Bill 785 defines some terms that will distinguish the recyclers from the waste handling and waste storage facilities. Let me just take you to the bill and get you to look at it. We're working off of LC 440727 ERS. And the first part of the bill is defining some terms that they needed defined. Feedstock, gasification to fuels and chemicals, gasification to fuels and chemical facility. And if you'll see on line 18, it says such terms shall not be considered a waste handling facility or solid waste treatment facility. And that's one of the key things that we're trying to do. On page 2, line 32, they talk about one of the key processes they have, pyrolysis. And the gentleman that has really perfected this spoke to the subcommittee and gave us a pretty in-depth view of what that is. But essentially, it's what it says there, that they take those post-use plastics and they heat them in an oxygen-free environment until they're melted and thermally decomposed and cooled. And then they convert into the original things that went into the plastics: oil, diesel, gasoline, home heating oil, other liquid fuel, gasoline or diesel blend stock, chemicals or chemical feedstocks, waxes or lubricants, or other similar raw materials or intermediate or final products. And that was one of the things that we found rather fascinating. They're taking these things that would be going in the landfill, and he assured me that he told us it's not the plastic bottles that our water comes in, because they can fairly easily be recycled into new bottles. But we're talking about garbage bags. We're talking about the shopping bags that everybody sees everywhere. I think my wife could provide him their first ton of those things. He was talking about how many tons they're going to get. We take them, like I said, they got about 15-minute use. You take them, you put them in, and we've got a drawer that they get packed in. Well, that drawer, every time you open it, they come out, they're so packed in. So I'm going to see if I can give him some of his first products. But they're taking those things to prevent them from going into the landfill, and we know the benefit of that. They go down, they talk about their pyrolysis facility and what that means, and then they go on down. We go down to, I'll skip on down to line 34. The code now talks about solid waste handling and what it means. And then on line 59, but it specifically says, but does not include the pyrolysis or gasification to fuels and chemical processes. Here again, this is their protection, that when they come and create these facilities, and I believe the number he gave us is about $12 million to create a facility. They can't afford to come in and create that facility and start and then suddenly be deemed a solid waste treatment facility and have to go back through the extensive processing that it takes to get those certifications. And they don't meet that standard anyway. They're doing something totally different. And then again, line 63, solid waste handling facility is defined, and in line 65, but does not include pyrolysis or gasification to fuels and chemical facilities. Madam Chair, I think this bill has many, many good qualities for us. We're always looking for ways to keep things out of the landfill. This does that. The byproduct of that, they break them down and actually create products that are useful from it. And I certainly believe that this is a good bill. The other part of it creates jobs. I believe he said they have one facility now. They're looking at the possibility of 8 facilities, and that would give approximately a $94 million annual economic output for Georgia. So I would certainly recommend the passage of this, and there are many reasons for it. But with that, I would be glad to take questions, and if I can't answer them, they'll probably be technical. Maybe there's somebody here who can.
Thank you. We'll go to questions in just a minute, but for the full committee, we had a review of this new process
Yes.
at the end of last session, so it's something I think most of us are a little bit familiar with. So I have a couple of questions. Just say your name, number 29.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Sherry Gilligan, House District 24, and thank you for bringing this, Chairman Nix. And I did have just one question, and perhaps Chairman Smith has already addressed that, but this is the same process where they are actually purchasing some of the styrofoam cups and whatnot from the landfills, getting it out of our landfills and taking it to their facilities to treat it, turn it into the fuels. Is that correct, sir?
That is correct. It never goes to the landfill. They're getting it prior to that time to take it to their facilities to process it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Number 26.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Along Representative Gilligan's line, I think it's one of these facilities or pilot projects in a regional landfill, Lamar County landfill. I think looking at that right near my district, I think Representative Caldwell's district. But it's really fascinating. I toured it a year or so ago, and I think they just purchased a building to expand it. So it's a real coming thing, as Representative was saying, and I'm fascinated with what the potential is. So thank you for bringing the bill.
Thank you for that, and talking about the landfills and all. I thought about this bill last night when I was driving home. I was driving along, and this bag come blowing off this truck and hit me right on the windshield. So I thought, man, I need to get that and take it to them. So that's the idea, is we're going to get those things and keep them from going to the landfill.
Or you were meant to present this bill today.
Yeah, I guess.
Number 10.
Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate you letting me sign the bill. I love the idea of us getting all of this off the side of the road and out of the landfills. The one
you drive the same road I do.
That's right. I see the same trash and other good things as well. But one of the questions, even though I'm very supportive of this, that might need some clarity for some of the people, is that they're concerned about air emissions with the process and how that will be handled or permitted or regulated, and I was wondering if you could just allay fears or answer questions about that, please.
Let me just say that it's my understanding with this process that is very, very minimal. Madam Chair, we might ask if
Okay.
EPD would be willing to address that.
Yes, that would be a technical question. Yes. Thank you. I'll put you at the podium. Thank you, Representative.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm Jeff Cowan with EPD. If there are any emissions, they would get the appropriate air permit like they would always, but it should be a minimal emission. But our air protection branch of EPD would handle the permitting of these facilities as needed.
Further question? Yes.
And that would also occur with any kind of liquids that might be on the ground. If anything should happen, there'd be permits for
That's correct. Any appropriate water permits would be gotten as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any other questions? We're reviewing the action the committee has to take now. We have not yet had motions on the bill, so we're trying to get the correct language, which is we're going to adopt, go ahead. We're going to adopt the substitute first, and the substitute you presented to us is, if you repeat your number.
LC 440727 ERS.
And that says it came out of subcommittee. So do I have a motion on that? Is there a second? Okay, now this is the time for further discussion or any questions on the bill. Chair will entertain a motion. All right, second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Have your bill. Glad that trash bag didn't take you out.
Me too. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So this is the posture we're in now. We will adjourn in just a minute, and then the subcommittee of environmental quality will take on the next action. So if the environmental quality members will come to this area, so our chair of that subcommittee will know. For example, I'm going to move elsewhere to give that committee an opportunity if you want to stay. It's a good idea. So otherwise, I want you to know, please pay attention to our bulletin board and to announcements. It's towards the end of the session. We're not sure exactly when bills and everything will be heard. So just look out for our announcements. Thank you. We're adjourned.